Taking great photographs is really quite a skill, and as we're about to find out, when it comes to taking pictures of food, it can also be a highly creative process. One rip-off viewer contacted us wondering if it really is true that the camera never lies, after playing a game of Spot the Difference by comparing the food that was shown on the packet with what was actually in it. Terry Edwards lives in Bridlington in the East Riding of Yorkshire, home of one of the country's busiest seafood exporting ports. And he's also a man that very much believes in the rip-off Britain philosophy.
I really think that people don't complain enough. I think if you've got something that you find is not as good as what you think it should be, you should tell the company, let them know.
And there's one particular issue that prompted Terry, and indeed even more of you, to contact us. You know, I'm sure that quite often when we buy food in a packet, it's because we've been tempted by that oh-so enticing photograph of the food on the front of the packaging, because when it's done well, it can make even the simplest of foods look absolutely delicious. The trouble is that quite a few of you have told us that once you get the food home and undo the packet, you find that what's inside bears very little resemblance to that mouth-watering image on the front. It was a seafood product that left Terry wondering if something fishy was going on.
Normally I would buy either haddock or cod. This particular packet just looked so attractive, but it was not what I thought it was going to be, and I was very disappointed.
The product in question was some frozen chip shop extra large fish fillets from Young's.
The actual packet showed a large white piece of fish, really thick, and a lovely golden batter on it. Having cooked it, it was a different picture altogether. It wasn't thick, not at all, and it wasn't white. My wife, she actually ate hers, and she said it was okay. I didn't fancy mine, so I'm afraid mine went in the bin.
The experience left a disappointed and somewhat hungry Terry, wondering how the image that drew him to the product was actually created. And it looked pretty different to what ended up on his plate.
It looked too good. The picture probably had been enhanced as well. I can actually use Photoshop myself, so I know what can be achieved.
Of course, it's not just the food industry that presents its products in the best light for advertisements. Adverts and package advertising is all around us. But whereas we probably know deep down that a hair dye won't turn us into Cheryl Cole, we do expect the food shown on the packaging to match the contents. But we found plenty of examples where what's on the front doesn't look quite the same as what's inside. And Terry doesn't think it's right.
I mean, if you went to a garage and you picked a Jaguar up and they wrapped it up for you, when you got home it was a Mondeo, you'd be disappointed, wouldn't you? And I think that's what happens there.
Terry brought his experience to Young's attention, and the company apologised for his disappointment, saying it would bring details of his complaint to their production and quality control personnel. It also gave him a voucher as reimbursement for the money that he'd spent on the product. But how is it that the images used on most food packets end up looking quite so delicious in the first place?
Hi Terry, I'm Mark Sykes, the photographer.
We arranged for Terry to spend an afternoon with a food photographer and food stylist, whose job it is to make what we eat look irresistible. They've agreed to take a similar product to the one that Terry bought and give it a touch of magic, to show Terry just how it might be possible to make the fish that he threw out end up looking like the fish that drew his eye when he was shopping.
Okay, so we've now got a very rough setup of the basic shot that we're trying to create.
You have to use actually what's in the box.
Oh yes, what we have to do is use the product that is in the box and arrange it, cook it to perfection and style it nicely so we bring it out the best in the product.
I see.
And to do that, we've got, I think, 10 boxes of fish, 2 portions to a box, so we've 20 pieces of fish to play with. It's now down to Richard as the stylist to go through those, select the one that he thinks will photograph the best, and take it from there.
You're titled food stylist.
Yeah, so
What exactly does that entail?
initially my job would be to select the best out of a range of the product.
Yeah.
and cook it the best way it needs to be cooked for the camera.
First, Richard must select the very best fish, the one that looks good on the inside and out. So he takes time to cut into them and examine the flakes within.
So this third one we'll get to set, see what Mark thinks about it and the camera. It's the best looking one so far.
Once the superstar fish is chosen, it's time to get it in front of the bright lights for its close-up.
Well, Mark, this is our chosen
Right.
fish for now, but I thought we'd bring it to see what you think of it and see what the camera.
Action stations, then.
As the photographer takes pictures, the stylist will keep making adjustments until they're happy that they're moving towards the most delicious-looking final image.
When you're doing this, do you sometimes have clients from the companies here?
In most cases we do, yes. They'll be supervising exactly what we do so that we get it right to their requirements.
Right.
So if we can start trying to compact it a little bit, fill gaps, and make it look like a nice solid piece of fish.
Props are added along the way. Chips, peas, and some sauces. Now these don't come in the packet with the fish, of course, but they can still be used in the photos if manufacturers put the words serving suggestion on the box.
A bit of a gap between the front pea and the fish. If that pea could just push back a bit and close that gap in. Right, I think we're pretty close now. I think what we need now is the slice of lemon garnish down at that side.
Once everyone is happy with the arrangement, it's time for our photographer to apply some tricks of the trade for those finishing touches.
A while.
Getting very close, yeah, a bit of oil. Just added a bit of oil to the surface of the batter and some slight moisture to the fish. That's where we were, and you can see the difference certainly on the batter. It's got that nice sheen to it now. I think that's looking pretty good. Let's try and...
So there you have it. As they've built up to the final image, with skilled styling, a delectable looking picture has emerged. But even after this careful preparation, you might be surprised by some of the techniques that food photographers often use to make food look better. And, as Terry suspected, digital enhancing can help.
Any retouching now, we've got the main shot in, is done in Photoshop.
Right.
You get a little bit of a yellow colour cast from the batter into the fish. And then we can take out a bit of the yellow saturation so that the fish starts to be more white. For all practical purposes, you can say this now, if it had been done a little bit more precisely, it would be the finished shot. We've taken out any minor defects, whitened the fish, and there you have it, that's the finished product.
Ready to go on a packet.
It's ready to go on a packet, it's ready to go on a
And
plate.
tempt somebody to buy it, yeah.
It is.
When we asked for their response to Terry's case, Young's Seafood Limited told us that they follow very strict guidelines for the food photography used on packaging, and all design and post-production goes through a rigorous process in line with all regulations and standards of good practice. They say that's to ensure that all products are presented and represented in the way that they would actually be seen and used by consumers. In this particular case, the fish fillets that Terry bought could, at the time, have been either pollock or bassa. But as a natural product, the fish varies in size, colour and texture, according to the catch and the season. The company now uses only pollock, but in any case they recently launched updated packaging for this range, which has new photography and improved on-pack information.
What I saw was very professional and skillful people taking something and making it so that it's ready for a packet, and it was very, very well done. Obviously some trickery was involved, and if you buy that piece of fish, it's not going to look like the fish on the packet. When I'm going around the supermarket in the future and I see the packets on the shelves, it will certainly make me think about today and what goes into actually making those packets look the way they do.